Alright, let's check some audio here real quick. 1 second. Alright, all appears to be well with the audio. So, big bucket of part time. Let's go. These big chunks of base sanded down first. Get those done out of the way. I'm just over here separating parts right now. There's a lot of very delicate little pieces. You need to be very, very careful to not snap. So I'm gonna have to put this base almost fully assembled. I'm gonna have to paint this thing almost fully assembled because there's a lot of seams that I want to hide. Sure, I could leave them on there, but that won't look right. I'll leave this over here. All right. Since I'm loading up my workspace prematurely, I'm definitely gonna have to dry fit this thing together too and see how the pieces go, because it's probably gonna get a little strange. We're gonna see what happens. I suppose I should go ahead and cut some sandpaper. I'm definitely gonna need. So, what do I want to do here? Like 400 is probably good. Come with some relatively large pieces here. Pieces of sand papier. Let's get into some sand in here. Exhaust on. Freaking love that thing. Let me tell you. Makes all the whole dust collection and everything so much better. Sorry, I'm needing to reposition my mic. It's flopping around on my hoodie. All right. Yeah, there's definitely some. Anyway, um, definitely going to be some strangeness fitting some of these pieces together. Partly because of misprints, partly because of how it was intended to be put together, I guess. I don't know. But first things first, I'm gonna knock down all these little supports. I've been thinking really, really hard about the colors that I'm going to be painting this thing. And this is going to be probably one of the more challenging bases, I think. I think it can go one of two ways. I think it can be as challenging as I want to make it, because I want to try to capture the spirit of the, Across the Spider-Verse with the colors and everything. But man, that is like some fucking masterclass level color work. So I don't know if I've got the ability to do this or not. I'm going to find some reference material, and I've already got some, but I'm going to find some more. And yeah, I'm just going to kind of really examine it closely before I start printing, or before I start painting. Because, like I said, I want to be kind of as close to the original art as I can be. But I still don't know if I have the kind of skill. But if you've seen that movie, you know what I'm talking about. It's the use of color is freaking amazing. I just watched it, or just rewatched it the other day, just for some inspiration. Man, yeah, just the tones that they chose and how they used them, amazing. How I'm going to do that with an airbrush, well, we're going to find out. Flatten out those edges a little bit. I also have no idea where the logo part attaches, because the logo doesn't have keys like anywhere. It's just like a loose logo. So I'm gonna have to figure that part out. There's gonna be someplace obvious once I get it pieced together, but out of the gate I didn't see a spot for it. Let's just go with some paper. It's flat sides like this. And I am giving this one as a gift, so I'm going to be cutting out printing a paper bottom. I'm gluing a paper bottom on here at the later stages of the project. But I didn't want to give it just a once over with this paper here. will support them. Yeah, the color palette for this base is really stressing me out. So I'm gonna be leaning heavily on some research. And since this one is leaving the house, I want it to be as nice as I can make it. Be able to hold this where I can see it and use it at the same time. What's up? Just traveling through like the Andromeda strain. That's funny. Hey, I love this box, man. Keeps my studio so much cleaner. You have no idea. Like I used to just wet sand only because I hated dealing with all the dust. But this little collection thing over here makes it just so much better. So you can make fun all you want. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I'm kind of like not sure what to do when it's going to come down to these color choices for all these different parts on the base. Painting Miles is actually very straightforward, but the base on this thing, I got to pull a lot of reference material. Like there's a chunk of it that looks like graffiti. You got to do a good job on that. I don't know what to do with these like explosion things. This thing I'm gonna do with like the ring colors, like the orangey, golden, yellow, orangey kind of color, against that purpley blue kind of background. So I think I'm gonna do the bottom layer that purpley blue, the top layer that one of those orange yellowy things, and then there's like a little cyclone bit That's like gonna be like a yellow. What's up, Devo? Can it be purchased? This? No, 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 no. I mean, not for me. I mean, you can buy the Patreon. You can buy the the files. Uh, I need to add that to the description for these, but I usually do in the summary. But anyway, you can buy the files on like Gumroad or you know, something like that. I think that's if you're not a member of the Patreon. This is from Wicked 3D. Is the Patreon or the artist? But as for this one, no. This one I'm making this as a gift for the holidays coming up. Just trying to get a little head start. I got to make this one and I got to make one more by the end of December. I'm trying to give myself a little bit of lead time, and then if I can manage it, I'd really like to get started on a Thanos statue. Oh, this acrylic box. Yeah, if you look on my channel description, I put a link to it in there to the Amazon link. It's called a 3-hole jewelry enclosure or something like that. I don't know. It's meant for jewelers, but it's perfect for this. It's got a little dust collection bag in the back. That thing is super nice. And then whenever my brush gets all full of dust, I just collect it right in there. It's really nice to keep everything else in my shop, you know, clean or ish. Much cleaner than it was before. Like I was saying, I used to just like use water and wet sand to keep the dust low. But that was a pain in the butt. I hated it because then you had to deal with disposing of the water, and it has resin chunks in it. You know, you can't exactly just go and dump it. So this is a big pain in the butt. But this collection box changed all of that. I don't need to stand that away from see it. Good. Probably hit that again. Yeah. Check out my check out the links in my channel description, and you'll find a link for it. As well as to the other equipment stuff that I use, like this sanding pen. This thing is fantastic. I'm only not using it now because I want to save the battery for the other parts. This is easy enough to get to with a flat edge. But yeah, that sanding pen is awesome. Highly recommend that. There's a couple of low spots still in there, but you can see it. At the very bottom of the base here. For a while. I don't want it to be poopy. And also, it doesn't have to be perfect. Get a taller chair when I'm over here. You also don't have to wear, goggles and junk when you got this plexiglass between you. But yes, it does feel like you're working with something volatile, something very serious. You're really not. I still flinch though, like if I'm popping supports off of a thing and I feel it fling towards my face, even though I know this glass is in between us, or this plexiglass is in between us, I know it's gonna still flinch a little bit. That is good enough for that. Let's go work on one of these guys. Just stay over there in the corner. Onto that. Yeah, so like I said, I have no idea what to do with these star explosion things. I don't want to make them. I don't know. I'm just gonna have to, like I said, pull a lot of reference material. A whole bunch of little supports up underneath there. Didn't want that plane the way it was angled. I didn't want those parts to sag. Got a couple little drain holes to fill as well. Do that on the gap filling stage. Well, poop. I can't get to them. They're way down in there. I usually get most of the supports off before I cure them, but sometimes, like for these parts that are holding up other little more delicate parts, I cure them with the support structure in place, just to hold them straight, just to hold the parts straight while they cure. Like these little webbing things, they're very flexible when they first came out, so I wanted to make sure they kind of held their general shape. So that's why I left a lot of the supports in this particular instance. Now the hard part is separating them without breaking anything off. I need my nippers. Clean up my little sty here. safer to nip them, at least from the model part. Where it's connected to the base, I can usually fish that part out. It's always very satisfying to pull out a big chunk. That's good. Just picking out sports. The first couple streams on the new project are just this whole lot of pre-production, just sanding and picking out support from junk. I know it's not a earth-shattering YouTube watching. I'm sorry about that, but these things must be done. A couple of drain holes to fill. No biggie though. Oh, I missed a bunch. What's up, Sea Dog? How's it going? Sorry, I got my head in this box right now. I'm not looking over at the chat, so I don't know how long you've been sitting there waiting for me. But welcome. Getting this Miles Morales going. Decided to just jump in here and start doing this tonight. It's crazy busy the last couple nights, and it's kind of in a funk. Just didn't really feel like hobbying, you know. But I think I'm into it tonight. Feeling pretty good about it. I don't really have much of a choice. I got to get this thing going because I'm on a time limit. Yeah, this is definitely going to have some wild colors. You know. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm still going to try to figure this one out. And I'm going to pull a lot of reference material. It's going to be dope though. Can't really do the sand or anything. It's all pretty good. Let's go. Yeah, this one is definitely going to test. I'm definitely going to test my color abilities here. Gotta be careful where I put the really loose piece right there. Yeah, this I'm uh I'm a little concerned about the colors because I've never done anything like this before. There's like graffiti kind of bits, and like I said, the Across the Spider Verse, the movie, is just a masterclass of color use. I mean, seriously, they did some amazing work with color, and so I am not that strong suited. So we're gonna do the best we can. I'm gonna pull a lot of reference material and just kind of find something that I can copy and color wise, and then just kind of follow that. But yeah, it's going to be a whole lot of reference material on this one. Actual Miles is easy to paint. It's just black and white and red. But the base got a lot of color in it, which is going to be fun. Looking forward to it. I'm also scared. I'm a scared. Nah, it'll be good. It'll be great. The hardest part is like once I get the gradients laid in, then I can paint. I can paint around with a brush. That'll make it a little bit easier. So I can make it kind of drippy. Yeah, this little this grinding pen. I put a link to it in my channel description. It's this thing is freaking amazing. It's a ES-P from however you say this company's name. I can't pronounce that, but it's freaking fantastic. And this capture box, also fantastic. I love all my toys. I gotta admit, like, I do this hobby mainly for the toys. Where's my oh here over here. Yeah, see like all these little bits and pops and things. These are all different colors, or at least a series of collection of colors. What I was thinking there. Oh, just break something off. This little piece right there is delicate. Probably good. I think I might get a dot stencil, like a what do they call that? Halftone, like a halftone stencil, and see if I can do some airbrushing on this whatever explosion looking thing is. I think I'm gonna do that. It's got this chunk of graffiti kind of hanging off the right side of the statue, and that I'll do in like a gradient, probably like a blue and a actually like a purple and a green, I think. I don't know. Like I said, I'm gonna need to pull some reference. I am no graffiti artist, so I'm having a hard time visualizing it. But that's the next stage. Right now, I'm just in sanding and gluing mode, for at least for the next couple days. Couple sessions, I should say. I don't know. And I'll be back to this tomorrow. I gotta get back on a regular schedule. I'll try to get back to this tomorrow. Alright. Let's see what we got here. Come here, sucker. Trim down the inside key just a smidge. You never need that much key anyway. At least not for big blocky chunks like this. It's just that there's a whole lot of surface area, so I'm not too worried about it. I'd rather knock it way the hell down so that it's out of my way. Now here's where it gets to be a bit tricky. It's lining up pretty good. That's lining up all right. Yeah, not too bad. I'll need to fill the gaps at the top. There's some misalignment up here. Somewhere around in there. Alright. It's fitting together as good as it's going to fit together, so let's go ahead and get some glue on that. Then I need to see how it's going to fit together. On here. Where the heck's the hole? There it is. gotta worry about that too much. I'll need a patch. I'll do some patchwork right there. That's not a big deal. So I'll go glue these over at the other table and continue my sanding and prep work. That way I can do a gluing montage later. I do need to get better about inspecting these a little more thoroughly. For supports. Even when they don't matter. All right, there can't be many more. And there. Probably why the thing was rocking. He is not clear. Clean your keys, people. Clean your keys. Don't be a dummy like me. I'll blow these off with the air compressor before I do the final assembly, or the preliminary assembly, I should say. Before I start gluing stuff together. There are a bunch of little places for dust to hide. Like this guy. Let's get you out of here. What's up, DL? Just getting these pieces prepped. I learned that lesson the hard way. Don't rush into gluing stuff. No matter how benign it may seem to be at that moment, you may be, screwing yourself over later. Yeah, I'm getting into it now. I've been super busy the last couple days, and like I said, just a little bit, just not in the mood to do any hobbying. But I have been thinking really hard about the color scheme for this thing, and it's going to be complicated. The bar is set very high for this color palette. I want to try to stay as close to the source material as I can, you know. So, but I mean, replicating what they did with an airbrush is going to be a challenge. I thought I saw something else, but I guess not. Oh, that's right. It was down here in the front. Yes, right there. What's up, Jeffro? How's it going, man? No, this is not the one with the hoodie. This is the well, you can see it in the thumbnail. Um, it's the wicked one where he's like in the crazy webbing. He's kind of mounted. He's kind of supported by the. He's just in his full, you know, full Spidey suit. He said, "This would not have been my choice for a statue, to be honest, but it's a gift for somebody, so I know they're gonna like it, and so yeah, like I said, would not have been my choice for a statue. I may do another Miles for myself later on. I've got a quarter scale. I've got a quarter scale slot that is begging for a Spider-Man. So I may do Miles for that. Yes, exactly. The Spider-Verse suit. Oh, nice. I've been to Gatlinburg. It's fun. All right, I got one more piece of this base. Well, a couple of pieces. Try to get all the parts sanded tonight, and then I'll start filling the gaps and priming tomorrow. This Spider-Man, this logo, I feel like I'm just going to break it off. Break off pieces of it. I should probably set it down somewhere where I'm not moving it so much. Well, I got to sand the back, so we'll do that in a minute. There it is. I do need a Venom for my collection, and since I'm doing the Jeff Rose always trying to take my shit. I'm doing a villain run after I finish these next two statues, and then I'm definitely doing a Venom after. I'm doing a Thanos first, and then I'm going to do a Venom or some other villain after that. He's kind of like I wouldn't say he's a villain. He's like an anti-hero. but he's still kind of a villain, so we'll just go with it. I need one in my collection anyway, so. Yeah, this piece actually should not have broken off, but I'm actually kind of glad it did. Um, it'll be easier to paint this way. I'm gonna paint it and just glue it on. It was a clean enough break and deep down, like far enough. See, it was only being held on by this one little spot right there, so it was very, very precarious. Anyway, it was bound to break. What's up? The zipper again. Yeah, basically. But this case, it's like it's just a really big, stupid piece. It was barely hanging on there. I didn't have to reprint it. Like I said, it broke off clean enough that I can deal with it. Get all these little dimples down. That looks pretty good. Got quite a crowd on here tonight. Oh, you printed the same this Miles? That's awesome. We can do this. We can do this project together. Then uplink. I'll tell you what, actually, I think this is going to be a bit of a challenge. I am. Like I said, I'm going to be leaning heavily on some source material for how to paint these things, for how to paint this thing, because I don't know nothing about painting no graffiti. Like I said, the color palette, the colors they used in that movie, just damn near perfect. So it's going to be a challenge. But I'm up for a challenge. Let's do it. Let's do this thing. Spider Bros. I like the Halloween themed Chuck Norris joke, by the way. Excellent choice. Yeah, so this thing is in here somehow. I think it's I think it's attached like that. Second thought, I may go ahead and attach it after I get done cleaning these parts up. Yeah, I'm afraid that's not gonna work, but because it's like 3D graffiti, so I have to be uh, I don't know. I'm gonna have to be creative with this. Yep, this is gonna be a challenge. I can see that it'd probably be easier to spray this swirly thing first, and then mask off, and then paint around it. It's probably gonna be the easiest thing to do. I don't know though. No matter how I cut it, it's gonna be difficult. Going to be difficult. I just wanted to make sure that it's not like it all works together too, you know. So I'm probably gonna paint the logo first, since I do have solid reference for that. Um, I'll paint the logo first, and then just kind of start working my way out from there. I think that's gonna be the approach. I kind of know how I'm gonna do the bottom part and and these little square ribbony bits. I feel like I know how to do. I'm going to do those, but as for the rest of it, I have no idea. It's going to be a wing and a prayer. Careful. A bunch of little tiny sports. Yeah, this is going to be a crazy ass paint job, y'all. I can already see I'm going to struggle with this one. Not to mention, like, I can't even keep it separate because, like, I need to seal I need to seal the seams here on the star thing, so I've got to have all this attached. I got to paint this whole base as one big piece. Okay, I'll check that out, man. Thanks. I think I am just gonna, since I don't have to. I mean, there's enough of the model here that I can just follow it, but and because it's 3D, you know, it's not gonna be directly like with drippy paint and stuff. But I'm more worried about just the color selection. You know, especially for like the gradient. Oh, I gotta do that whole backside, don't I? Haven't even gotten to the sanding thing yet. What does it say? Steve Famine? I'll check that out. I will check that out. There's a gouge. Get them all out of there now. Woo! All right. Clean up some of my mess here. Ah, there we go. Nice and tidy. I love it. Yes, this is an enclosure. It's a. I put a link to it in my channel description. You just buy it on Amazon, um, and it's got a little dust capture bag in the back of this thing, like behind here, and basically just sucks all your dust and captures in that bag. And I mean, it's so big, it'll take years to fill that thing up. So I'm not even worried about it. Okay, that's cool. I got a I got a contact from the Sunlu people about wanting me to do a little social media thing on their with their resin. I'm an Anycubic guy. I don't think I'm gonna go, you know, trying out a bunch of different resins. What happened to the X-Men saga? Well, I'll get back to it eventually. I've got to do a couple statues for gifts, for the holidays coming up. So I've got this Miles Morales, and I've got one more statue I'm going to do for my son. Um, I got to get them both done by December, so I'm just getting a little bit of a head start. But then I'm gonna start a villain run, and I'll probably start with Thanos, and then going into the next year, I'll definitely need a Doctor Doom. I've got a Electro. I've got a Green Goblin. I got a bunch of villains I need to do. So Sabretooth, that's a good one on my list. Eventually, I got to do that Deadpool and Wolverine statues too. Those things are awesome. I got a backlog, years and years worth of stuff, which I'm very excited about. Yeah, I think once you get hooked, I think once you settle on a brand, at least for me, like I did make a run back whenever I was working on the Avengers set. I printed a Hulk in a whole bunch of different resins, and I tried the Soraya Tech, I tried Sunlu, I tried a couple others. Can't think of their names now, but um, I came back to the Anycubic plant-based resin. For me, it's a good price and the quality is good. It's not too brittle. Like these pieces still flex. So it's like I like the plant-based resin. I don't know why, but it's what I'm sticking to. Oh, they're not links in the description here. They should be in the channel description. Um, but if you look on Amazon for the enclosure, I think it's just called like a three-hole jewelers, like a jeweler's enclosure or something like that. Um, there's a couple different options. There's a couple smaller options. I think there might even be a bigger option. Um, um, sorry, I'm just still looking. I am not looking at the chat screen. The plant-based resin, I mean, it still has an odor, but it's not as strong. Plus, I keep everything ventilated, and I've got my printing enclosure vents to the outside, stuff like that. So I don't smell anything anyway. And I keep uh, a VOC air filter running in my studio all the time, just in case anything leaks out. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think it's not as bad as the other resins, like as the other chemical resin. There's still a little bit of an odor though. I mean, you're not going to get away from it totally, but it does cut down on it. For me, it's more like the I don't know why. I guess it's just probably just a mental thing of like, oh, they make it out of plants. They make it out of plants, so it must be better. It's probably not. They make still plastic chemicals, but yes, the Anycubic clear transparent resin. It cures at the same time. It cures with the exact same settings as my plant-based resin, as the Anycubic plant-based resin. So whenever I print transparent pieces, I don't have to do anything differently. I just stick them right in, push the button. Oh, hey, thanks, Jeffro. Anyway, this is what I'm doing. I should probably have eaten dinner because now I'm kind of hungry. So I may just. This may be a short session tonight. Let me just get these base pieces prepped. And then grab something to eat. I was hungry. What's going on in here? Yeah, I'm definitely gonna need to hit this with the air compressor because got little bits and pieces all over the place. Man, I need some minions. Tell you what, life would be a whole lot easier with minions. How hard is it to get a good minion these days? I will also accept an Igor. I will take an Igor to help me in the shop. That would be fantastic. Make me sandwiches and such. Throwing switches, pulling levers, you know, the usual Igor stuff. Ah, I'm just breaking that thing off. Okay. I'm going to need to do a little bit of patchwork right there. Where these little flat panels come together, they're just I don't know why they did it like that, but there's hardly anything there to grab, so I'm probably just going to have to break those off and fill them in after I attach them. Yeah, I'm definitely getting hungry. I'm going to finish up this piece and then hang it up, I think. What time? Oh yeah, it's almost 7. Tomorrow night I will have dinner first, and then I'll get on, and I'll be on for my normal 3 3 or 4 hours. But tonight, all I can think about is getting something in my belly right at the moment. And that's no fun. Ooh, actually, you know what I could do? I could order myself some food, and then by the time I'm ready to stop, it will have arrived. I think that might be the play. What's up, Zoo One? I oh the sanding pen. Yeah. Now I think I put a link to this in my channel description as well. With the same thing with the enclosure. I think there is a link to this to Amazon, but I think I ended up buying this from like a hobby store because I couldn't find the pads, little sanding pads. So I think I ended up buying it direct from like a hobby store in New Jersey. But yeah, that thing will tell you what. I went from like hating to sand to actually kind of enjoying it. Yeah, see this? I don't know what this says. I see an M. I think I see a A. I don't know. It's hard to tell. So yeah, I don't know what the hell this thing is gonna be, but it's gonna be something. Oh yeah, I love the sanding enclosure. I just had to. I have it on a secondary. Like I have two desks set up in my studio. So one is like my paint desk with camera one, and then my other desk is this box, and right next to it over here on my left is my airbrush box. And then so usually I don't need the camera for both, so I set up the camera while I'm doing this work, and then whenever I'm ready to move on to airbrushing, I just swing the camera over and I kind of tuck this thing away, so reclaim some table space. I feel like I have a good setup. It took me a couple years to get here, but I feel like I got a good setup now. Oh, I got a voicemail. Let me go on pause for a second. Speederman, Speederman, be right back. Check my voicemail. All right, y'all. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it here because the wife is on her way home and got to make some dinner plans. And I I can't think right now. My belly's growling too loud. So I want to pick this back up tomorrow. You guys have a good night. Thanks for hanging out. And I will catch you. Yeah, I'll catch you tomorrow. Have a good night.